If Lauren Boebert's only goal is to get attention, then her first term in office off to a great start.
In just the last 2 weeks, the freshman Congresswoman has made headlines over a publicity stunt in which she faked walking around Washington, D.C. with a gun. She got into it with security over the new metal detectors outside the House chamber. She live tweeted the Capitol siege, and she practically shouted that the election was stolen. Well, Boebert is back in the spotlight again tonight, and this time because colleagues suggested she took rioters on a tour of the Capitol in the days ahead of the insurrection.
We have no evidence that occurred, and for her part, Boebert appeared outraged to be at the center of a spurious claim instead of being the one to spread it. Here's Megan Lopez.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Boebert.
From the moment she hit the campaign trail, Representative Lauren Boebert promised to shake things up in Washington. 2 weeks in, she's already done just that.
I'm in this fight because freedom is a great motivator.
Boebert has drawn attention from D.C. and Capitol Police for promising to carry a gun around Congress. She's had calls to resign over tweets about the riots at the Capitol and been accused of encouraging the unrest when she voted against certifying presidential electors, causing protests outside of her offices in Colorado. Boebert was even temporarily suspended from Twitter before the company backtracked.
It's not typical for a member of Congress to be making waves this early or really at all.
Now she's facing a lawsuit for blocking people on the social media platform.
That is a violation of the basic notion of free speech. The government cannot silence critics. She is a government official.
And some Democrats are accusing the Congresswoman of giving a tour in the days before the insurrection.
We saw Congressman Boebert taking a group of people for a tour sometime after the 3rd and before the 6th.
Congressman John Yarmouth from Kentucky tells Denver 7 he also saw Boebert with a large group, but, quote, he has no knowledge of who they were or if they were with her. Members of Colorado's congressional delegation said they weren't aware of any tour, and many of them aren't offering them due to COVID restrictions. In a statement to Denver 7, Boebert said, quote, Representative Cohen's claims that he saw me giving a reconnaissance tour with people not on the team is 100% false. I have never given a tour of the U.S. Capitol to anyone besides family members in town for my swearing in. However, Speaker Nancy Pelosi was asked about tours in the days leading up to the riots and said it's being investigated.
We must also have the truth, and that will be looked into.
For DU Politics professor Sarah Chatfield,
A lot of what is coming from Lauren Boebert is not a surprise based on her campaign.
She says it's uncommon for a freshman Congress member to cause so many waves so quickly. But whether all of this attention will turn into action is still unclear, particularly since she's in the minority.
That's going to be interesting to see whether her party chooses to put her on an influential and powerful committee or not. So far, it seems like she may have ruffled a lot of feathers, and that could lead Republican leadership to not put her in such a powerful position.
Thank you. I yelled. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.